So if you're ready, I'm ready.
Let's do it.
First of all, I just want to thank y'all for tuning in. Thank you, Phil Davis, Mr. Phil Beach himself, as my husband say, the beach man has stepped into the room.
Monte.
I want to thank you. I'm sorry, say it again.
I was just shouting y'all out.
Oh, I just want to thank you for being so influential in my life since I met you. I think I probably met you in like 2016, 2017, when I first started going to Creatively Crafted.
Gotcha, okay.
And just watching your journey over the years, like watching our friendship blossom, watching you as a businessman, as an artist, like you're really out here doing some amazing things. And I really feel like you're somebody that needs to be, you always give everybody else their flowers. It's your time.
No, Lord. I'm not good with flowers neither. But
I know, me either.
Thank you.
We're learning.
Thank you so much. I thank you. I really do. Because it has not been easy. It has been definitely a journey, but worth it. And all the connections and, meeting you as well has definitely been a blessing, to my journey. So I'm just glad to I guess, be doing my thing and it, being a blessing to others and me being able to, bless others with my experience or my story or my journey.
Yeah. So can we get like a introduction of who Philip Davis is? Like, who are you?
I guess I'm always be trying to figure that out, man. I think that's something that I'm like heavily thinking about today. Who is Phil Beach? But I do think I'm a lot closer than I've ever been. And I like that. Maybe I'll never know who I'm completely am, but I'm loving the space that I'm in and the journey of finding that person. But it took me a while to even get to this point. Like I didn't even like the name Philip at first. Like I used to go by Adam, which is my middle name, and that was more like a family name. So it wasn't like I was like, I'll go with this name. It was just like this name is more convenient. And then as like time passed, I grew into Philip, and then Philip kind of evolved into Phil, and then that's when I started kind of finding myself. But who I am today, I think I am a artivist, a artist, creative activist in the community, a light bringer. Is that, are we saying that, light bringer? I kind of like that for today's title. Very positive person, good vibes, good energy. I don't need none of the negativity.
Right.
Always about creating, always about trying to evolve, grow, like better myself, better my friends around me, just next level. Let's keep going.
So I think it's really dope, like the style. I don't even know if it's just who you are, you genuinely being that light bringer, but the energy that you bring anytime that you're the MC for anything, like creatively crafted, the energy that you provide, like what inspires you to always keep going? Like what gives you that motivation?
And each show, ironically, and I feel like I got these little like past stories where it's like I didn't want to do this, and now like I'm doing it. Because even when Creatively Crafted, well, back it was Poetry on the River, and me and Carlito was just starting. I was like, yo, I'm gonna find somebody to host, and he was like, nah, you host. And so that was my first time like hosting the show, and it was like you could tell I was new at it. And then when I got to World of Beer, people were kind of like, okay, you're kind of getting into your own. And now I'm guessing I'm on autopilot, and that's a good thing because I mean, so many people compliment me on it. And then, I mean, I don't like to compare, but people come and be like, oh my gosh, you do things at your show, you bring this type of energy that maybe is lacking over here. And, that makes me, I'm very appreciative of that because, I don't take that lightly. I'm big on creating a safe, positive, good, environment wherever I'm at. And so, to know that I'm accomplishing that and executing that is like, that means a lot to me.
That's dope.
And so I don't know. I try to practice each show. I'm practicing each show. I'm trying to be as vulnerable as I can be with the audience to say, hey, you could do this. I'm making mistakes right now in this very moment. It's not a fancy facade or anything. It's just a real human being what Dave Chappelle said, having a human experience. Like that's
You know, that's what I try to tell people all the time when they ask me how I got started. Like, everything I do is legitimately a challenge because I don't like talking in front of people. I don't like sharing stuff. It's so many
mm-hmm.
things that I'm afraid of. So anytime you see me doing things, it's a challenge to see if
Mm-hmm.
I'm really going, like, how much are you willing to change to see change?
There we go.
So what things do you feel like you sacrificed to get to where you are now?
Ooh, I was thinking, what's crazy that you say that is because
It
like
just came to me.
this morning I was thinking like, how they say like you're surviving and then you're living. It's like you're in survival mode and then you got to
It's
get to that like
thriving.
living mode. And so I feel like there's an in-between step. And so I felt like I was in the survival mode, but now I'm actually in this sacrificing stage. And that's like sacrificing going out and hanging out like that, sacrificing, a bunch of time and free time to like be really grinding and taking as much information as I can. I sacrifice, I feel like, and I don't know if this is a bad thing or a good thing, how I'm gonna word it. It's a good thing, but I don't want to word it like it's a bad thing, but I'm sacrificing. I must just say it and I'm gonna work through it. I'm sacrificing like my fears.
Yeah.
But in a way, you know how they be like, oh, give a sacrifice to something to get a reward back or something. I'm doing that with my fears. Like I'm taking my fears and I'm like, here you go, universe. These
Yeah.
my fears. I'm giving them to you because
Yeah.
I'm trying to like challenge myself. I'm trying to reap rewards on the other end of sacrificing my fears. And
Right.
like at Sunday supper, when I like I'm gonna use that. That's gonna be my whole thing for next year. Sacrificing fears, okay?
Mm.
But like when I was creatively not creative craft, the Sunday supper, and a new son 444 was freestyling. He was like, "Oh, Phil, you gonna freestyle with me?" And I really just walked up there to get on the mic, to host. And so I was like, you know what? If I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna be like in front of my colleagues and peers. If I'm nervous to like perform, then how am I gonna do that in front of an arena full of people? So it's like every time I see a challenge, I step up to it. I'm not gonna turn down because I know, the potential of what I could be doing. So
Yeah. And
step up to
I
it.
was just talking to somebody about this last night. Like, on the other side of fear, there's so many other things. Like, I've thought about how for so many years I was scared to do stuff and all of my friends going off and doing all of these things. And then now I have the ability to do those things, but now I'm in the sacrificing stage. So I can't really do those things. But I'm
Mm,
appreciative for where the journey is. But it's like when you see the things that you have to really sacrifice, you have to ask yourself, are you really willing to change so that you
yeah,
can get to where you want to be?
I think people have a difficult time changing because comfort is a comforting and convenient place. And I mean, sometimes it's a safe place for people because of, outside, I guess, influences. And most of the times it's negative, unfortunately. So yeah, I wish the ability to grow and change on everyone because it is not a easy thing to do.
Yeah.
It is literally a battle with yourself and more and external. So,
Yeah.
we got to embrace change. I think that's why it's so easy for me to be vulnerable
Because
because
you're
it helps me.
okay. Mm.
It's like I can pinpoint some things within myself. It's like, all right, I know where the I'm gonna say always issues, but I know where to like go and reflect that. What can I better myself at?
Yeah.
Everything, all change doesn't always have to be bad. It could just be evolution. Change is evolution,
I realized
evolving.
I'm sorry, but we put a lot of negative connotations on a lot of things. So for years, we think or we're fearful to do certain things because of the connotation that was attached to it, like sacrifices. That's not always a bad thing. You
Mm.
sacrificing stuff can be good. You
Yeah,
changing your
definitely.
life is good. You changing your environment, that's good.
Because I think I just really think like hosting has to be my the biggest thing I would say a big fear I got over, because I'm like, people don't know I guess I used to be shy. I can't say I'm shy anymore like that, because I'm my willingness to get on stage, but it's like that is a big change I had to overcome. And I don't know, people let fear, I don't know if this is gonna make sense. Sometimes people mask their fears as like God or the universe.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, oh, I'm not supposed to be up here. So maybe I'm not supposed to be in the front. I get a lot of people saying, oh, I'm not supposed to be in the front. I say the front. We all in the front of our own lives. You need to be in the forefront of your own life at all times, no matter what you're doing.
Jeez. Because I've
Yeah.
always been one of those background people. I'm okay with, I'll write the scripts. Tell me what need to go on. I'll help with the lighting. I can do this, this, and this. But now, and even then, like I was always forced to be in the front. Always.
Mm,
No matter how much you try to hide, you are always at the forefront of your own life.
yeah.
In the beginning, when I started Faded Beauty, I refused to be in any of the photo shoots. And then I realized they have to know who owns the company. They got to know who you are. You can't hide from that no more. So how
Yeah.
did you like, I'm sure it was just gradual though, but like, how did you use the things, the tool, what tools did you use to keep you motivated and inspired?
Hmm.
Because I
I
find
guess
myself discouraged a lot.
my friends and my own passions.
Mm,
I switch them back and forth. I found a nice little balance between, if I'm not like, oh, I'm not motivated to do my music, but Solo doing music, let me support him.
yeah, yeah,
So, supporting him keeps me like in that space of what I like to do. Yes, I don't have the motivation for my own, but I can still lend that energy to my friends, and seeing my friends thrive then in turn motivates me. Like, you know what? And then say, he working on a song, we listening to beats. And I'm like, oh, snap.
get the inspiration.
That's the beat right there. Send it to me. And now boom, I'm back over here naturally. So it's like a balance. My friends and my passions keep me automatically motivated. And then I think just my natural curiosity of just wanting to do everything, which is like a gift and a curse, but it still keeps me wanting to like do
I'm trying
more.
to figure
But
out where the curse of it is, because everybody telling me being a jack of all trades ain't it, but my soul and my spirit not lining up with that. We gotta
oh
know
no, I
all
know, I
things.
know it's it. And what's funny is I just recently this year learned that that statement is like there's another part to it, where
Really?
people used to be like, they said jack of all trades is a master of none.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's all you would hear. But the entire phrase is a jack of all trades is a master of none, but a jack of all trades is still better than a master of one.
Wow. Wow. That just gave me chills, because it makes you feel like, as a creative, it makes you feel like you have to choose one thing. And we're not, we don't know how to focus on one thing. That's not how our brains are wired. In order for us to get creativity from something, we have to reach in multiple streams of things. Like,
Agreed.
so you can't just say, "Oh, focus on one thing," which is why I never really understood school. Like, you have to do everything a specific type of way. And it gets so boring. That's mundane. Nobody wants to do that.
Mhm. Yeah. No, they need to come up with like I don't know. I don't even want to get on the topic of school.
Because that's a whole different thing.
Oh, yeah. Man, I'm just saying, I pray that curriculum gets a lot more creative, and that they start introducing life after 18
Yeah,
into actual curriculum, because
yeah.
so many things I wish I would have known the first 4 years out of school versus me learning them in the last 3 years of my life.
Yeah,
Like
that's crazy,
they
right?
want kids to do better outside of school, but they're not giving them the tools. It's like this facade. It's a curtain for 12 years, and then you step outside, and it is a whole world.
But even after college, because they say go to school, then go to college and get a degree and get a job, and then you graduate and you can't get a job. And then you end up going back to school for more money.
Man, you got debt.
Listen, and they issuing out the money, but they not trying to help you figure out how to pay it.
They're not, boy. No, no.
It's easy for you to sign it out, but
And then they don't tell you about. They tell you about the money that you got to like. Yeah, they don't tell you how to use the money. They don't tell you how to leverage money, man. And that's something I'm like really heavily learning now, because it's like one thing I'm learning is you got to have the funds to do stuff, and getting to the funds right now is like my primary mission to fund, and I'm gonna say fund a lot next year to do all the things that we're trying to do. And so I'm gonna be sharing that with y'all as well, because we got things to do.
Come on,
You
I'm
know,
ready for
they
it.
do not teach us what I'm learning recently, and it's crazy, you know. So
Tanae and I are planning for season 3 and season 4 of the Love Circle. So I'll be sending y'all out like the date, well, the topics and stuff. Okay. Finances is definitely one of them.
Man, let me know when y'all had that conversation.
Yeah.
But still behind the scenes, I'm gonna be sending y'all some other stuff to read over and start executing.
You know, this is kind of not really about like you personally, but I do like the fact that our circle is willing to share information. Like, you don't get that everywhere. We all, for some of us, do the same things and some of us don't do the same things, but we all run in the same circle and we're willing to share. And if we don't know, we pass it on to somebody else that does. And you can't get that everywhere.
Nope, you cannot. Because I mean, your circle is as strong as your weakest link. So why am I not going to continue to fuel that knowledge? So as we climb together, not like, oh, one person climbs and then has 15 other people to pull up. No, we're climbing gradually. Oh, I learned something. Y'all go ahead and send that thing down the line. It is like a conveyor belt of information. So we all are rising together. Yeah. 10 million is better than 1 million now.
Exactly. So, what is one thing that you would like to tell anyone that comes across your story?
Man, I feel like I think my story is a story of continuation. And even now, my tattoo I got like 6 years ago, which is a semicolon on my finger, rings more true today than it ever has, actually, because I feel like there have come many times in my life where I just want to like stop, like I'm done, I quit, I just, you know what I'm saying? But it's clearly not the end, and as much as I tell myself to stop, I just can't. So I think without me telling it, people will know like Phil is consistent, like Phil keeps going. I may take a break, but I don't stop. And I tell that to anybody that's doing anything they want to do: consistency, find balance, rest, but don't stop. Like one step is better than no step. Doing anything is better than doing nothing. Yeah.
That's it. Do you have any other closing remarks for the Love Circle?
Man, we about to change the scene in Savannah. Love Circle. So on board, Dr. Symphony Thomas. Y'all see it. We here now before, boom. Okay, she gonna be on TV. I'm glad to be here before, it blow up. So, thank you for having me. Thank you for all that you do, for the team, for the circle. Let's keep on keeping on.
Always.
And I mean, yeah, I'm loving it. I think one thing I will say is I've been saying a lot recently because I would always be afraid to, this is a fear I just recently sacrificed, saying I used to be fearful of saying that I'm in a good space or things are going good because I was always afraid that immediately something bad would happen. But This is life. We know bad things are going to happen. We know we're going to face challenges. We know we're going to face obstacles. So I have started claiming, overly claiming, and intentionally claiming the good space that I'm in, no matter what comes my way. And when it does, I'm just going to do what I need to do to continue to stay in this space and be able to claim the good space that I'm in, and the environment and friends that I have around me. So do what it takes to be at peace. Do what it takes to follow your dreams and your passions, and do what it takes to show your loved ones and your friends that you support them.
That's it. And these have been the benediction from. I just want to thank you again for being so dope and being supportive and being a light in Savannah to so many people, especially the youth. I appreciate you so much.
I thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. This has been another dope episode of The Love Circle. Y'all be dope. I love y'all.
Yeah.